Hi, I'm Maurice Macleod. For the last 4 years I've been a councillor here in Queenstown in Battersea. It's been an amazing honour to really get embedded within these communities. I've done things like put on workshops to help young people and their parents understand how to interact with the police, for instance. As one of the only council tenants on Wandsworth Council, I really feel like it's my duty to stand up for the residents of these estates. When I was about 4, my mother and I were allocated a flat here on Surrey Lane on the 20th floor of Cranmere House. It felt like we'd hit the jackpot. It was such an important moment for us as a family. It meant that my mum didn't have to move from private rented home to private rented home. And since then I've always understood the value of social housing, and I've always had a love for this estate behind me, Surrey Lane. The community here on the Doddington estate had to go through 2 tragic murders in the space of a year. As familiar faces here on the estate, we councillors were able to help with the grieving process and tell them that something actually was going to be done about safety here on the estate. And now we have a new square. We have much more of a communal feel going on. It feels like somewhere you live rather than somewhere you pass through. This behind me was the famous Red Square on Surrey Lane. It was a place where kids from all over the estate would come together, and it was pretty chaotic, but it was brilliant. They'd have the summer scheme there. I really loved being a kid here, and I really value play space on estates, which is why I'm really keen for the generation of kids that are coming up now to have as much fun here as I did. Here at Randall Close on Surrey Lane Estate, the council's planning a pretty large development that's going to change how this estate feels and how it functions. I know by speaking to friends and family that I have on the estate, I know that many of them don't feel like they were involved in the conversation at all. If we had 3 good Labour councillors here, we'd make sure that residents' voices are heard in everything that impacts them. This is Battersea Park Road. It's one of the most dividing roads in Britain, apparently. So on this side of the road, you've got the Doddington estate, and on the other side, you've got the mansions on the side of Battersea Park. And the income inequality is greater here than almost anywhere else in the country. And what you find is people on this side of the road understand their rights, they understand how they can get things to happen if they need it to, and people on this side of the road don't. Stuff just happens to them. I'm really determined that all residents of Battersea have access to their rights and know how to make things work for them. This Thursday, the 5th of May, if you live in Battersea Park ward, so that's Surrey Lane Estate, the Doddington and Rollo, Battersea Fields, Ethelberger, or any of the houses around Battersea Park, please vote for Juliana, Annan, Tony Belton and me, Maurice Mcleod, to be your Labour councillors.